Okay, so here's my plan today. It's the last day of the year, and this is my bike, 2010 CBR1000RR Fireblade, right? So these bikes are pretty awesome because they've got these built-in turn signals in the front. My other bikes had holes in the fairings and they'd have a turn signal come out, and it just looks kind of, turn signal-y. So it's got an aftermarket pipe. This bike is my fourth or fifth sport bike I've owned, and by far this thing is the fastest. And I've had other 1,000-liter bikes. I've had a Triumph, Daytona. That was fast, but this thing's faster. But these, it's already got a fender eliminator kit, so it's got that lower fender that attaches to the swing arm, and that's pretty cool. But these turn signals, I just, I want my bike to look like a GP bike, and I want the tail and the back to be real small. So if I take the seat off and put a cover or cowl on there, and then unbolt these bad boys, make it a single passenger bike, just real track ready look, that's kind of what I'm going for. So my lovely wife, for Christmas, she got me this good stuff. So in here, there's no instructions, and it's this company. What did they send me here? Custom LED, Instagram content, whatever. All right, that's nonsense. And this is a chance. Okay, well, nobody gives a shit about that. Okay, this is the company, Custom LED. Okay, and if you guys want these cards that they sent, okay, advertising. Here's some instructions / fine print, and then my receipt. And I think this is not a cheap taillight. So this is the taillight. This was not cheap, man. This thing was like, I think it's $180, almost $200. But what should be cherry, because I read some reviews, this one is very bright, supposedly. And the deal is, it'll brake light, and then half of it will be turn signal. Well, if you need to use turn signal, it'll light up here. So I'll still be legal, and I'll have turn signals, but I can eliminate those ones sticking out on the back of my bike. So here's some fine print. I'm going to read this nonsense and figure out what I'm doing, and then get back to you. All right, so in looking at this thing, I have this, there's already like a kit on this bike, so that's not stock. So there's some carbon fiber underneath here, which I'll show you. Okay, so here's the deal. This has got that little tiny light already, and this is a big tail light, but there's that depression, and I think this is gonna get stuffed up in there like that, but this carbon fiber, I think I'm gonna have to do some surgery. So I've never cut carbon fiber before, so I'll probably be Googling that in a minute and figuring out how this is gonna go. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't look janky when I'm done. Okay, so before I go tearing into everything, I just wanted to make sure that this is, where I'm at is gonna work so far. So just unplugging this butchered harness, and plugging in the new light. Let's give it a try. Okay, so you can see it here. So that thing's pretty bright. I mean, that's pretty bright. It's daylight. So let's see what happens when I hit the brake. Okay, front brake. That's pretty cool. Okay, back brake. All right, so now we're at, all I gotta do is mount that thing, plug that in, and I'm gonna have brakes at work. And that's pretty eye-catching, so let you know I'm slowing down or stopping. That's cool. All right, so I got the seats off. I'm looking at the wiring, and so this is some kind of fender eliminator kit that's on here. And somebody's been in here and done some pretty hammer jank wiring. I haven't cut this off yet, but to see what's what. But so on this side, There's the main connector. This should be a plug and play thing for wiring, but clearly this has been, you know, kind of butchered already. So the two wires for the turn signals have, and I didn't buy this bike new, I got it used, so I'm kind of got to figure out what the hell people have done. So on the back, there's the wires right there for the turn signals. So basically I just got to do some surgery. I'm going to cut off all this nonsense, and it should be plugged into connectors, although it does look like the turn signal connectors have been cut. That's okay. It's gonna time to get out the soldering gun and heat shrink and do it right. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to get this back fairing off because I'm gonna have to do surgery on this. And there's a bolt up top, and then there's one on the side. But to get to that bad boy, it's up in here. This is in the way. So I unbolted it, 17 mil, take that bolt off. Now I got these wires free, and I can clearly see what colors turn signals are. So I'm gonna take this off, and then this I'm probably gonna end up hacking that bracket. There is some of my plate, and then up in here, there's a tiny little hole in that fiberglass, or carbon fiber. And then they've installed, previous owner installed a LED to light the plate. So that's sick, I'm gonna leave that. But I'm probably gonna cut that bracket and do some trimming, making it a little tighter. All right, so here's where I'm at. Okay, so I unbolted this license plate thing. I had to loosen the turn signals. Backlit, son. I had to loosen the turn signals to get this thing off. It's a bracket, so that's cool. And then I can unbolt these and pull the turn signal stuff off and leave the license plate and the safety cert thing. So that's cool. And now I'm taking off this. There's these LEDs. I'll probably leave those on. They're LED like turn marker lights, I guess. This though is all carbon. And now I'm trying to take off this rear section. I pulled some wires and pulled some duct tape off to kind of see what I'm working with. And none of the wires are the right colors. So there's that. But that's okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I finally got this separated. So this is brake light. This is the relay switch wiring that goes to turn signals. This is turn signals and like constant on, right? So power to the whole back, and this is brake lights. This is my Tanaja tuning stuff that's installed on the bike. Okay, so all that other wiring rat's nest was just freaking bullshit. So I've got it all over here, and so that's my rear fairing. There's these LEDs that are installed on the bottom side of the fairing, so it kind of lights up the underside. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that. It's kind of not my style. So that might come off. I think I'm probably gonna take it off. I like a cleaner look. And then this is the under. So there's the LED for the license plate bracket, and it's right there. And you know, my bike's really dirty, so no judging. I actually ride this bike, and I live in Hawaii, and I'm in Hilo, so the weather is, you know, finicky. It could be sunny, and then it could be raining. But I ride this bike a lot, and you know, it's not a trailer queen. It's not a show bike. It is a bike that I ride pretty hard. Anyway, so here's where we're at. So this is, now I'm gonna look at separating. So this is the plug that goes in for the turn signals, and you can see it's been butchered. So I'm gonna try and clean that and make that into a nice little clean package that my new light will plug into. Anyway, keep going. Okay, so now I've got this a little cleaner. Okay, so here's where we're at. So these LEDs on here were set up for brake light and for just kind of a running light. I'm going to take that shit off because that's not my style. And look at this wiring. This is just, you know, this is my bike, man. I don't want to have this kind of like hammer jank wiring. You know, this is just no way. So this is all coming off. This new light is going to be 3 wires. So there's one that plugs directly in. We already tested that, looked beautiful. And then these 2 are just gonna go to the turn signals. So all this other stuff is, you know, and I'm gonna be a true rider right now and go, this is extra weight. I don't need this extra weight on my bike. So I'm taking all this extra weight. I'm minimizing my weight. So I'm getting rid of that shit. All right, so I took that bullshit off, and this is exactly why I'm saying don't ever put that kind of... Look, I'm not a sticker person. I don't put stickers on my paint. It's a bad idea. So I used a goddamn heat gun to get this thing off, and it left, look, see? Little warpage because the heat gun, and trying to get this rubber glue shit off is tough. Here we are. So but this is common. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, I have to get a new back section to make it look cherry, and then I'm going to change the color and do something cool. But anyway, that's where we're at. All right, so Japanese bike, standard bolts. So I took the turn signal brackets off of, and this is actually a nice carbon fiber piece. However, whoever drilled the holes to put the turn signal stuff on, needs to go back to metal shop. Anyway, so this extra piece does my safety in Hawaii, but I'm gonna make this smaller and tighter, and we're gonna cover those terrible drilling so it looks better when it goes back on. So there's that. And then here's where we're at with this port, little custom fitting. So our tail light, 3-wire hookup tail light is going to go into this, but this is the problem, is that is too small, and I got a feeling some of this light is going to be exposed once I install it, and so that might, I don't know, I'm not sure how well that's going to sit, but you know, when I say sit, I mean sit with me. It might be like just Mickey Mouse, but we'll see. All right, so here's a further demonstration of why Hammerjank, Mickey Mouse. Okay, this is all the excess wires and shit that I cut out off of the old fender eliminator. There's some more wires and little odds and end pieces. So basically, I'm trying to get the rear wiring harness. Someone just went to town with, and so let me explain what's going on here. So lights on, power's on, bike's on, right? Turn signal's on. So that's the LED that lights up the license plate. That's cool. That's going into this wiring harness with the red, which is probably power, and then they're using the green, which is the turn signal indicator, to I don't know, maybe a ground, probably a ground. So I think that red, which originally is, if you can see it, is brown, is supposed to be, green and brown are supposed to be the turn signals. So here's where I got. So I've got 2 wires. There's 4 coming off this connector for the rear harness. The green, which is supposed to be my right-hand turn signal, is spliced. So this wire is spliced, but that one's heat shrinked, and it seems to be pretty good. So I stripped it to there. So check it out. Turn signal on. Okay. Now, if I grab the coming off of my new tail light, there's 2. So if I go brown to brown, right, on here, let's watch what happens. I can hold my phone and do this at the same time. Okay, brown to brown, voila, turn signal. Okay. Now, in theory, all I should be able to do is grab the green wire, which is spliced, right? And if I turn the turn signal the other way, green wire, it's spliced, green to green. Let's see what happens. What happens? Nothing. So that's green going into green, but see how it's spliced? So that splice right there is not getting the signal to this, which is, hold on, I'm trying to hold the phone and do this at the same time. So that's not working. So that splice is suspect. All right, so it took me a while to get this thing together, but so the situation is the under tail carbon fiber thing, that ain't gonna fit. So I kind of had to butcher it and hack it a little bit. I gotta order some parts, but I got my bike back together. So this is all solid and works pretty sick. So check it out. Turn them on. So there's my tail light, and then I hit the turn signal, bink, and it does that. So I don't have any of that stuff hanging off the side anymore, no more. Just cleaner. So, and then both sides work. And look, extra wires. So I cut off a bunch of extra parts. So, pretty good. Time to take for a rip. Enjoy.